Hello traders out there in Traderland D7 here with Grok Trade. First thing I'm going to be starting off with is going to be a very sobering thing about what to expect here in the markets. Let's get after it. First and foremost, I'm here in Tampa, Florida. We are soaking wet. We are drenched. We are battered. A lot of devastation came because our Hurricane Helene hit us last week. I didn't do a video last week because of that. Helping friends, helping neighbors. It's something like I've not ever seen before. Milton is knocking at the door. Hurricane Milton is getting ready to hit Tampa. We're looking to flee. But let's get after markets. That's what you're here for. And don't feel like you need to like the video. Feel free to do so. It doesn't cost you anything. But check this out. The first thing we're going to look at here is the S&P 500. I have it as a line chart. All I want you to do is pay special attention to the highs. Do you see how we have higher swing highs? See this? Higher swing highs. Do you see that? Red line showing that we're heading up. MACD, we have lower swing highs. MACD lines are going lower. RSI lines going lower. So these are called bearish divergences. Usually that happens at the top of a market. In other words, we have a rising wedge. Rising wedge is more bearish than it is bullish, and we're at a resistance area on the rising wedge. So this would be a logical place to be looking to sell your longs, start adding shorts, and look for this thing to start falling apart, and soon. Do the diamonds, does the Dow 30 say the same thing? Sure enough, higher swing highs on the price action. MACD, lower swing highs. On the RSI, lower swing highs. We got double bearish divergences in a rising wedge. And we're at resistance on the rising wedge at the apex of that pattern. So in other words, it is a great place to be looking to go short. Doesn't mean this thing can't just shoot straight up, breaking all odds, which it can do. We had a couple news events that came out. One, cutting the rate. First time we've cut rates in 4 years. 4 years, cut at 50 basis points. The markets, the bulls took early advantage of that. However, people saw an opportunity to start cashing out and taking profits. That told me something, weakness. And then we had a very unexpected jobs report come out that was really good. I mean, we added almost 250,000 jobs to the marketplace here in the U.S. And the markets rallied based off of that news. But guess what? We have the VIX, the fear indicator, going from the 12s now at just below 20. We're at the 20 stage, guys, on fear. In other words, fear is creeping higher as the markets are topping out with these all-time record highs. And think about this. We have gold also hitting record highs. Anytime you got the markets hitting record highs, VIX going higher, and gold hitting record highs, what does that tell you as a savvy investor? Let's go to tech stocks. This is the Qs. Take a look at this. A lot of consolidation, huge symmetrical triangle at major resistance here. We do not have bearish divergences here because we don't have a rising wedge. We have symmetrical triangles. We are at resistance at a triangle. We are above the moving averages. Question is, will this break out and take off and rocket to the moon, or will this break down, crashing, heading straight southbound? Are we putting in a market top? Well, one thing I have not seen yet, I don't see serious capitulation volume, huge volume on sell side on a high level, at least on tech stocks. Go to the Russell 2000. Do this. I don't see huge volume here. Again, a symmetrical triangle, building a bull flag. Bull flag, you can see this here, and inside of a triangle. So don't put too much weight onto this. This thing could chop around in the apex of this, but these things are building up power. Look for this to break out really big or break down here. That's what symmetrical triangles do. And financials, whatever financials are doing, the markets will do. Financials have been going sideways here. You can see it. Building kind of this choppy high base. Question is this catching its breath and getting ready to run up, or is this a rising wedge and we're at resistance and it getting ready to come down? Because we do, in fact, have bearish divergences here. I do this. See, we're going up here. I take that same line, go here. You can see we're going down. Take that same line right here, going down. See that? Bearish divergences on the financials. So that's not good. Did you guys see the US dollar? I was talking about this. So I said falling wedge, look for this to pop. And if you look at this, I'm going to show you something. We come here, we hit resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support. Do you see the W down here? Do you see this W? You got a W here. That stands for wonderful. Wow. It's great, right? Another W here. Wonderful. Wow. And this is a W double bottom formation, falling wedge. And I can show you something here. Do you see how we have a bearish or a bullish divergence? I'll show it to you for educational purposes. See how we're going down there. Look at what's happening here. See how we're going up instead? These are very, very powerful. And what we're seeing here, guys, is the inverse of what we're seeing right now in the market. So in other words, if you get lower swing highs in price, but higher swing highs in MACD, higher swing highs in RSI, look for a pop. Boom, there it is, pop. But we came right up to a resistance area and we stopped at that resistance area. It's so interesting to see how it just to the penny this thing works. But you draw these trend lines correctly, and there it is. So good chance that this would drop. But what's interesting, markets are going higher and gold going higher, even with the US dollar going higher. Very, very interesting to see. Gold at 245 hitting, this last week hit an all-time record high yet again. It's just in an uptrend going higher. Silver, at a major area of resistance and needs to break out, but this thing is a real dangerous area. Be careful with silver right now. But I was telling you about this. VIX is hovering around the 20s. I mean, at one point we're down here in the 12, 13 range. Now we're up here in the 20 area. So I'm going to wrap it up. I know it's a quicker video than normal, but I do want to share with you guys. Helene came in like a storm. What was it, last Thursday? And we have been, it was just devastating. We had, my wife and I, friends of ours, have been going around helping friends, helping people victimized to the devastation that Hurricane Helene brought. And it's just so sobering, guys, to be able to see people, all their belongings that they worked a lifetime for, taking them and trashing them out. So every home near the water has a pile of furniture out in front for a big truck with a huge crane to come pick up and throw away. A lot of these people do not have insurance, and people are they're rethinking if they want to continue living here. I just see people's lives getting shattered. But I also see, a lot of people from our church. I just see how people have locked arms and mobilized themselves to get out of their homes to help their friends and family. It's been very inspiring to see that. And we're saturated here. We had more rain and more storm surge than we knew what to do with. I mean, it has dealt us a big blow. And now we have Hurricane Milton coming at us at this very moment. I don't know if you're watching this video at the time of before or after Milton, but I'll tell you this. They're saying it's supposed to hit a category 3, which is devastating. And for it to hit Tampa after us receiving all that storm surge, like the time of this video is a Sunday. I have a Costco down the road here in Tampa. It's gridlock. People are frantically getting sandbags. I have sandbags for our place. We're getting ready to sandbag our residents. And people are stocking up for food. People are trying to get gas. The gas lines here are insane. And, on a personal note, I have a dear aunt, a very close aunt, that suffered for 2 years with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, or God forbid if you've had a loved one that's ever had it. It is a relentless, devastating disease to have. And for those of you that don't know anything about it, it basically means your body, your muscles stop working, where one day you can't walk, next day you can't sit up, next day you can't swallow, next day you can't chew. You still got your mind, but you're trapped in your own body. You can still hear everybody, see everything, everything's going on around you, but you can't communicate. You can feel when you're uncomfortable if you needed to adjust, but you can't adjust yourself. You can't turn over in the middle of the night when you sleep. If you have an itch, you got a hair on your head, you can't move it. You feel you still have all the feelings, you still have all your brain, mind, consciousness. You just are trapped in your own body. And we called her Nanny, and after 2 years, she was a very vibrant woman, hiked, chasing waterfalls in all the state parks. And she's gone at the age of 67. She was lively. She wasn't ready to go. She knew the Lord, and she found solace and comfort in that, which we all should. But we're getting hit with a lot of punches here in Tampa, and we thank you for your prayers and support. Thank you very much, and we'll keep these videos coming. Take care, guys. We'll see ya. Bye. Guys, why are you still here? You just watched my video and now you're still lingering around. Might as well be with you now that I have your undivided attention. Listen, if you haven't done so yet, I highly recommend putting in a foundation of trading, your foundation of trading through a mentor. For learning to fly a plane, you wouldn't just go through ground school before you start flying in the friendly skies. What you would be doing, though, is going up first with your flight instructor. Same thing if you were going to learn to ride a bike, you better have somebody behind you helping you ride a bike. Surgery, you're not going to read a few books and do heart surgery. So every principle and with being guided by a mentor, let finances be this. If you are a trader, you rate you from amateurs to professionals. Mentoring will do that for you. Anyway.